Hey, I think we're live. Guys, I've had one heck of a time trying to figure out how to do these lives, man. One heck of a time. But this is really for the people live watching. So if you're watching afterwards, I don't edit any of these. So what's up? Because you're probably the first to see these first 10 seconds of me trying to prepare. Because now I need to pull up YouTube so I can read your guys' comments. We are keeping true to the Tim Avon Music style of production. Nice and simple. I am live. Boom. I've got it pulled up. Look at that. Okay, can y'all hear me? What is up, everybody? Danielle. Daniel. Not Danielle. What's up? What is up? Let me tune it up a little bit. I'm realizing this video for someone watching after the fact is probably not very exciting. Be like, what did I click on? But what's up, you guys? I'm in here hanging out. Hanging out. Hey, is this going to be too loud, you guys? Because I got this amp turned up today. Listen to this. Tell me if that's going to be way too loud. Sorry, I'm looking at the computer over here, but I know you guys are over here. Yes, I'm back. I was in Florida for a week. I'll try not to talk too much and play at the same time so everybody can hear everything, because I know it's kind of loud. But I'm in a standalone house today, so I can actually turn it up a little bit, huh? How about that? Hey, dude, I've got the DGT sitting next to me, and then I got the G&L Telly, and I love this thing, man. What do you guys think? I got a little bit of reverb and a little bit of slap back. Hear that? We're on the YouTube grind. I haven't showered, that's why I'm wearing a hat. Alright, Murray, what's up? Great to see you again. Jesse, what's up? Lamar, thanks. Colton, what's up, you guys? Level's good. Music Man, yeah, about time. I was in Florida for the weekend. I turned 30 at the end of March. I did a little guys trip with 4 of my best friends, and we went down to Florida. We only golfed one day because golf's expensive. But we played golf and then went to the beach, and that was great. Took a little bit of time off. Sitting there watching my YouTube analytics go, you know? But it's been great. Yeah. Sorry if it's going to be kind of loud, you guys. I can dial it back a little bit, but it's so fun playing loud. So tell me if y'all are having a problem with it. Bard, thanks for the comment. Danielle. I keep saying Danielle. To the FLA videos, there's no, or did you mean fly? Did you mean Florida? No Florida videos. I wasn't playing any music. I went on an actual just vacation with some guys that I haven't done in a long time. I travel all the time for music, and it's kind of like a guy's trip all the time, but as you guys saw from like that one video, you're still working the whole time. You got a packed day, you're doing stuff. So it was fun to just hang out. You down for a jam later today? I'm in Nashville playing, and I'm debating making the move myself. I can't jam today. I've got some stuff going on tonight, but that's awesome. Drew, what part of Nashville are you staying in, man? trying to meet people down here. Hey, yeah. Also, dude, shoot me a DM on Instagram if you're trying to connect or you got some questions or whatnot. I'm happy to connect with you, man. I can't jam tonight, and right now I'm doing this, but that's cool that you're here and even asking. Hey, I know you're a PRS artist. Would love to see you test out a PRS 513. I haven't played one of those. I don't know if they even have I don't know if they even have one of those in the showroom. Hey, you know what might be a cool video? You just, Wizard, you just gave me this idea. I bet I could do a cool video with Emil, who runs the PRS showroom here in Nashville, and I bet I could take you guys into that showroom, and we could test a bunch of guitars, and he's a crazy guitar player. He's like the guy that can play super heavy metal, really technical, and then he's also a gypsy jazz guy. Like, the guy can do everything. He's, like, way better than I am. But that would be a really cool video, I think. I think you guys would like that, actually. I'm going to talk to Emil about going in there and filming a video in the showroom. There's a ton of... It's all just PRS guitars. Get the room to ourselves, play a little bit, talk a little bit, can introduce you guys to Emil. What's a favorite venue that I've ever played? What a good question, man. What's the favorite venue I've ever played? I don't know. I don't know. One of the coolest gigs, well, the coolest gigs, because it's the biggest gig I ever did, is we did a gig with Lanco for Titletown in Green Bay, and it was right outside the stadium, and that was the most people I've ever played to, like 8,000 people, and there's just a sea. It was really cool. So for me, that was really big, and it was just cool because that was really cool. It wasn't, the venue is anything that special. It's just an outdoor stage, but it was really cool. Joe, what's up? Good to see you. Brian, thanks for that question, man. I was in Florida this weekend also. Weather was awesome. Yes, I was in Sarasota. You're in Jacksonville. Well, right on, Colton. That would be awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe that's a... Yes, Emil Wursler. That's him. He runs the PRS Artist Showroom. Excuse me. Ugh. Sorry, you guys. I take that, actually, maybe I shouldn't say it on here, because to get demonetized, but nicotine. Take that out. Yeah, Emil's a great guy, man. Really good guy. And he was like my initial connect at PRS, and I went in and hung out, and he's just, he's helped me a lot, man, and just a monster player. Monster. It'd be cool to get him on video and talk a little bit, show you guys the showroom, test out some guitars. That's another level of player, man, you know. I don't think I'll ever be able to do the stuff he's doing, but... Cal, what's up, Tim? Good to see you back. Get better at picking on the guitar and playing into some nice chord changes on the fly. Do you improvise that, or do you think of a chord? Okay. So I'm improvising, but you're improvising within a context, you know? So I am thinking of the chord that's happening while I'm playing over it. Just like you guys heard me messing on that 12-bar blues. I'll turn it down a little bit so I can talk over it. But when I'm doing that... So there I'm thinking, okay, I'm in A. It's my home bass. So you see how there, I'm not playing the chord changes behind it, but you heard right when I went to the 4 chord. Because I'm thinking, here's my my C-shaped D chord up here, and then I did the same thing, C-shaped E chord, which is the 5 chord. So when I'm improvising over that stuff, like I'm thinking when I'm going to make the change, time to go to the 4 chord, you know? Or anything. Let's say I'm playing an A and I'm... sloppy way of me trying to emphasize the 2 chord, but that's a great little change of going. Then I went up to the 5, right there. I love doing that quick 2-5. That. Right? Love doing that. love doing that stuff. Okay, let me answer some more of you guys' questions. Hey, we got people in here hanging out. I love doing these streams, you guys. The streaming's my favorite part, honestly. Just uploaded a new video. I hope you guys dig that video too, and stuff. But yeah, kind of talking about how much it costs to live in Nashville, which I shouldn't do this. It's bad. It's bad salesmanship. But the short answer is a lot. It's expensive and it is growing by the day. But don't let that discourage you from coming down here. All right, let me answer a couple more questions, you guys. Progression before you start playing. Yeah, I've always got a progression in my mind, even if I'm just, even in any of my little intro videos or something, or at least a chord. I know my home bass, you know, and then maybe I make up the progression on the fly, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna do something in E. Now let's say I want to go up to the 6th chord, and maybe I do it. One of the best progression. But Incal, thank you for the $10. Thanks, man. Thank you. Look forward to all your videos. Hey, thank you. I've got so much cool stuff planned. I'll tell you what. It's been awesome, like the subs growing and stuff, and people seeming really interested. I've got like a lot of cool videos planned. I'm about to start a podcast kind of format. I think I'm gonna call it. Here's my first testing of the title. I'm gonna call it Nashville Hang. It's gonna be the same low production quality, but longer videos, uncut. Sitting down with, I know a lot of people in Nashville, and the first guest on that is going to be Jared Hampton, our utility player in Landco, and he also runs all our tracks. He's a writer in town, he's a studio producer, and Jared's done a lot bigger stuff than I have. I mean, he's played and opened up for Luke Combs, Dierks Bentley, Morgan Wallen, played at Red Rocks and stadiums, and recorded all kinds of stuff, and I think it's going to be a really good podcast and hang. So I've got that series of videos I'm just going to start putting out with all kinds of people in town. I know people that are artists, people that work in the industry, people that work around the music. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. And I've got more normal videos coming. I've got teaching videos coming. I'm doing a gig on Broadway next week that I'm going to take you guys to, show you what it's like to go down on Broadway, what I bring, what the gig's like, how I get there, where I park, all that stuff. So a lot of good stuff coming, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm way behind on the comments because I like to ramble, as you can't tell from my videos. So let me get to some of your guys' stuff. The GNL Ash, I love Ash body. You know, I don't know. Isn't Ash or Swamp Ash normally pretty heavy? The only bad thing about this guitar is it is heavy. This is a heavy guitar. But it's got a great sound, man. I really love these things. It isn't, not a tribute series. This is an American-made one from 2002. 2002 American-made GNL Telly that I got on Craigslist for $700 with a completely unused, full-blown flight case. One of the best deals I think I've ever gotten. But thanks for the question, Lamar. All right, what was your biggest obstacle to overcome in your guitar playing? Oh, good question. I mean, I'm still working on it. You know, that's why I try and post in my videos and not do a bunch of perfect, clean takes and stuff. Show you guys, like, I'm still trying to get better too, man, you know? We're all working at it. So, like, right now, huge obstacles, my right hand's so slow. My quick picking, I mean, I can't play a pentatonic scale very quick at all. I mean, I think that's about as fast as I can play it clean, literally. I mean, it's sloppy, it's not there. So, a lot of my speed comes from more the hybrid picking stuff, and so that's something I'm working on. my timing, that video I made, honestly, talking about my ear. I just didn't use my ear for so long, and I'm still struggling to make that better and get it better. That's been a thing, and that's a big reason I wanted to make that video, because man, I didn't use my ear for so long, and then I moved to Nashville and I started getting work, and a small artist that just has demos that wants you to play original songs, that music's not charted out anywhere. That music's not. There's no video of someone teaching you how to make it. So I had to sit down and be like, okay, let me learn the progression. What is it? Which was really hard. So that cage system. So thanks for the question, David. Dan, hey Tim, great channel. Have you ever played a Timmy or a Timmy pedal? It's kind of my name on it. You know, it's crazy. I still don't think I've ever played a Timmy pedal. A lot of people use it. They must be great. Our weakness playing lead/scales is left hand fret fingering. Knowing which finger to use to fret the note, then right hand picking accuracy. You know, Joe, I think some of that just comes down to like analyzing what you're playing, you know, because if I'm teaching a student, and like I was teaching some version of a lick the other day where we did something like, but like for that slide down to go, you know, it makes sense to use my third finger and then into my pointer finger instead of going, you can do that too, but so I'd maybe just, you know, I can't like sit and analyze every bit that you're doing, but thinking about it like that, hey you guys, I don't know if you can hear that dishwasher pinging in the background, but I do not want this to be on the whole video, so let me get up and change that real quick, because this is annoying, isn't it? Okay, I think we fixed it. Guys, I'm telling you, we're going to keep that Tim Avon production value the whole time. I'm branding it. Oh, and the dishwasher started. I just hit cancel, because that is going to be in the video. Okay, we canceled it. I'll run the dishwasher afterwards. Hey, thanks for bearing with me, you guys. Let me answer some questions. See if everybody left. The viewer count went up. Okay, I'm way behind on you guys' comments, you guys. What's one piece of gear you regret getting rid of? Kind of the one thing that got away. I'll tell you what, Colton. I am probably unique in the sense that I do not own. My gear collection is growing, especially since I joined with PRS. That quickly has like upped the amount of gear I have, and to be honest, I haven't sold. The last thing I sold a fuzz pedal, which I don't regret getting rid of that. I just wasn't great with it. Last guitar I sold was the second acoustic guitar I ever got, and I got a Martin instead. So honestly, I've never sold an electric guitar that I've owned. I own 5 now, and 2 of them are from PRS, so I really just had 3 that I bought, so I'm not a massive, you know, at some point that will be a thing where I've got to get rid of some gear, but I'm sorry I don't have a more interesting answer for that question. I know you guys are over here, but I'm reading the comments. I hope this isn't too annoying. Okay. Favorite Blake Shelton song? You know, we play, on the gig I'm playing next week, we'll play, time, I think. So that's my favorite one to play, and that's just Boys Round Here. It's not really my favorite song, but playing it and the way we play it is fun, you know, just going. Questions. I hope this isn't too annoying, me going back and forth, you guys. Blake Johnson, do you think the honky tonk school is worth trying? I've heard a lot of drama comes with that circuit. Okay, Jackie, great question. Great question. I'll tell you what. This is all I'm gonna say. Because I have no desire on this channel to talk bad about anybody or anything. I've heard similar. I maybe know more than that. If you're brand new, I see a lot of kids getting a chance to play a lot and uh, you know, practice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a good way to answer that question with how I really feel because to be honest, I really just don't want to trash talk anyone on here. So I think that's all I'm gonna say about it. So sorry that like that's a kind of muted response, but no reason to hate. I think a lot of people have done well in that, but I've heard similar stuff that you're saying. So yeah. All right. Oh my gosh, so many more comments, you guys. I'm so sorry that I'm so slow going through these. I hope you guys like listening to me ramble. Man, I like the silver sky colors you have. The moon white and love it. Can't wait to snag the HRX 20. Been on my bucket list for a while. Drew, it's such a good amp. I mean, this is what I'm playing through right now. And, I mean, this thing, I don't even have it turned way up. Oh, it's so good. You could do that or you could go. I can never remember that last part. I can't remember the last part of that. That was an old song I used to play in jazz band in high school called Hey Burner by Count Basie, I think. Can't remember it. Anyways, love this thing. Can you talk about how important you guys, I've got my thing frozen right now. If I refresh it, will it come back? Uh-oh, guys. What's happening? And why is my stuff frozen? Let's look. What's going on? It says I'm live. Can you guys hear me right now? There it is. Sorry, you guys. Look, I'm brand new to this, man. I say it in my videos. I'm a guitar player first. Okay, let me get back to these questions. Sorry about that. Okay, can you talk about how important good lead work is in a modern session scene? With songs having less complicated solos, it seems like lead guitar sells YouTube videos, but does it get used that much? Ashton, great question. Okay, so I'm not a session guy. I've done some sessions, I've done demos, and the big sessions I've done are with Lanco, but it's because we're a band, so the band plays on the records. You know, most country artists, 99% of all country artists, it's just the name, and then they hire the A-list session guys, and they come in and make their record sound awesome, which is what everybody does. So I'm not a session guy like Tom Bukovac or whatnot, but I would imagine that Tom Bukovac would say something similar to what I'm about to say, even though I don't have as much experience doing that. It's really about the song. It's really about the song, you know? You're not playing Guitar Hero. It's good in the pocket parts that help and uplift the song and don't detract from the vocals and stuff. And there are solos, and there's certain moments where you might get a long solo that might be 30 seconds long, where you really do get to like be a guitar player. But even then, you know, the solos you remember are the catchy stuff, the stuff you can sing back. You know, it's not just ripping, right? So that would be my thing. You know, you got to be able to play, and you need that in your pocket if you're going to do that. But at the end of the day, you know, a part really might just be. You know, that might be the part, and it's more likely that's the part than. You know, that's my experience with it. What's up, Tim? Matt, what's up, Matt? Coming into town for a few days. I play guitar for Johnny Paycheck. Oh, that's awesome. Having a show for his dad at the Opry on Thursday. curious if you'd be playing around this weekend. I'm not playing anywhere this weekend. The next time I'm playing in town is Wednesday at Old Red. And I think I'm playing I'm either playing 2 to 6 or 6 to 10 slot. I can't remember. And I'll be with an artist that I used to tour with down there doing country cover songs and stuff. He likes to do some more modern rock and country and then some old school stuff. Like we'll play, you know what intro haunts me that I always get wrong is, let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ha, that's hard, man. It up, man. But anyways, you can come downtown and listen to me mess that up if you want. But that's awesome you play for Johnny Paycheck. Man, that's really cool. My friend has an old acoustic that Johnny Paycheck signed at one point, and he plays that all over town. My friend's out with that same friend. He plays for Whitey Morgan right now, and he just did a couple gigs with Riley Green that I think were on TV the other night. Friend Damon Atkins. Honestly, Damon Atkins taught me a lot about what I know about guitar. When I first moved to town, he's one of my really good guitar playing friends. Wizard, he played a lick on YouTube where he played a D minor 7 arpeggio on the A string and slid it up to the 12th fret. Sort of maybe R&B. Could you go over that? Okay. You know what's crazy, Wizard? As soon as I started reading that, I was going to be like, dude, I'm never going to know what you're talking about. But I think you mean although, you know what, to be honest, I was playing it, so let me talk about it. I wasn't playing D minor. I think I was playing C sharp minor or D flat minor because I'm thinking in the key of E. So what is that little lick? And this is how it went. This is what I think you mean that. It's simpler than it seems. So I've got that C sharp minor, right? That C sharp minor 7, and I'm literally just doing the arpeggio kind of. So that last little bit, so when I slide up here, I'm in D minor 7, I'm sorry, C sharp minor 7 in kind of A shape, right? See that A shape? Like an A minor, but it's, you know? And I'm sliding it up to what would be the E shape minor, right? So if you look at a root here, now what I'm doing is I'm just playing that top half, and then I'm putting that, it's the natural 7th note, if you're thinking E major, but off of the C sharp minor, sorry, it's the 2, and that makes it a minor 9 chord. So all I'm doing is playing the same chord. Then I went down to a minor 9, but a 2, the 2 minor 9. Then this is a first inversion 5 chord. This is kind of a complicated progression, honestly. So I'm playing a 5 chord with a 3rd in the bass. Play that up chord, and then just a 6 below harmonic. That open 5/4, then I'm going 2, and then to lead it back to our 6, I'm playing a dominant 3, which you can think of 5 of the chord we're going to. I'm playing a dominant chord, the 5 of the 6 chord, and that gives you that sound of it. You know, that's all it is. answers your question a little bit. Guys, I know I'm way slow on the comments, so bear with me. I will read your comment, I promise. Just watched a video on the cost of Nashville. Awesome stuff. As a guitarist living in the house or apartment, are there local spaces to just solo practice without worrying how loud it is? There are, especially, I find this with drummers a lot because drummers obviously have to be loud. So some drummers will rent out their practice spaces in town. They're kind of expensive, but they'll split it with like 4 other drummers, and then everyone just splits the cost, and you just can't go in there at the same time. I have one friend that has 2 drum kits in a storage facility that allows you to play music, and it's air conditioned. That's another thing. And he'll teach some lessons out of that too. But as a guitar player, you know, you're gonna have to be quiet sometimes. I mean, I've had lots of situations where I'm up late practicing for a gig and I'm just playing electric unplugged, you know. Today I'm in a standalone house. I can play loud, but that's not always the case. So great question, All Rocker. Means something you can crank the amp. Yeah, absolutely. Colin, hey Tim, thanks for hopping back on for more questions. Thanks for also taking my, absolutely, Colin. About learning songs before a gig. Did you play that gig? How'd that gig go, man? Absolutely, Colin. So the way I'm sitting right now, it's gonna screw up my video for a second if I pick up the camera to show you the pedal board. But let's talk about the favorite pedal. It's the Nashville pedal. I think Tom Bukovac kind of made this famous. The Nobles ODR1 Overdrive, my favorite pedal. It's so good. It's so dynamic. And I use it at a really low gain setting, but if you hit it hard with hotter pickups, it'll smack. So I've got the gain right now on 1.5, and listen. So here's bridge pickup without the pedal on. Actually, guys, I hope this isn't too loud. I'm going to turn up my guitar all the way, which is going to be a little bit louder, but you'll be able to hear it better. So if you're in headphones, warning. Okay. That's without the pedal, and here's it on. So it's just a little bit of drive, you know. And it's so, this pedal is so good because it's so touch sensitive. Look, I can control how much drive I want and how much power just from my right hand, which is a great thing to practice if you don't. Listen. Everything's on 10. Hear how much you can squeeze out of it just from, I changed nothing but my right hand attack. So if you pick it real light. Okay, I'm so behind on the comments, you guys, so everyone forgive me. Thanks for the question again, Colin. And how'd your gig go, man? Hey man, I'm trying to grow my band's presence. How do you recommend getting our name out into the industry for venues to start booking us? Jacob, I'd start playing any gigs I'm not the pro at this. I'm just going to tell you what I think off the top of my head. Start booking as many gigs as you can. Get some decent video of you playing. Put up a little website and maybe put up a couple little promoted ads or something, and then I'd start reaching out. Reach out to any venues you could think of that are about the size you could play, and just try and find the promoter's email or call the venue and ask who books, and just start throwing them. If you can throw them to some basic website where they can see what you play with some decent pictures and some decent video, you know, that'll help. But you know, you're a businessman, so, and you're just selling the band, but you're starting a small business. So maybe thinking about it that way might start helping. Get grassroots on there. Start cold calling, email, start selling your product, you know, and get some, invest in maybe just one decent video of a song or something, so people get an idea of what they're going to book if they look at you online. Thanks for the question, Jacob. All the boys around here, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm way behind on the comments if that comments from there. So let me go back. Okay. Guys, we got 58 people watching. This is awesome. It's a great live stream already. Hey, and I can't remember who did the donation earlier, but I really appreciate it, you guys. Smooth, I love those Steely Bens. Yeah. Make sure to click the like button. Thanks, Murray. Josh hit the thumbs up for Tim. Hey, thanks for the love, you guys. I really appreciate it. Is there a good arpeggio practice you recommend? Just to warm my hands up, I like doing a major 7 arpeggio, starting on the E string, doing like but you could do multiple arpeggios from just the E string. So like that's a major 7. Let's just do a major chord, and I'm gonna be bad at these because I don't sit and practice these. But you could go. You do a minor chord. You do a dominant 7th chord. So you can run through those kind of tonalities just on the E string, the whole way up and down. That's a good way to practice. Yes, we hear you. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind on the comments. If this is from when I broke it in. Yeah, I do need to start on mic. Don't worry, you guys. As I make a little bit of money from the YouTube stuff, all of it's just initially, at least, gonna go back into upping the setup a little bit. I'm gonna keep the vibe and all the content of the channel the same, and kind of the raw editedness. But if I could do it with a better camera, with one good microphone where you can just hear my voice more clearly and still generate the same content, you know, then hopefully it's better to look at and just sounds a little bit better, you know. But we're gonna keep the vibe exactly the same. Wild Horse Music. Hello. Okay. Is there a guitar pedal that you find yourself using a lot? Okay, so I kind of answered that question, George. Any opinions on the best guitar store / hang in Nashville? Of course, Carter's, but maybe one with some more affordable guitars. More affordable, Corner Music is really good. They don't deal with like vintage instruments, but they have a huge selection. The guys are all really nice in there. They're kind of like, I don't want to say Guitar Center, but like that level of, or that amount of gear, but a little bit better guitars, and they're not, you know, the $1,000 guitar isn't locked up, right? Like you can go in and play stuff. They've got a really good repair shop too. So Corner Music in East Nashville is a good place where you can, like, Carter's is my favorite, but you're right. You need, if you buy anything for guitar from Carter's for $1,000, it's pretty cheap, honestly. So that other one would be better. Okay, recently graduated, and thanks for Crabtree. Thank you, media. Recently graduated medical doctor here. My first career choice was music. Study jazz. Okay, do you think having the means to finance a band / tour can help you make it? Julian, yeah, it absolutely can. I see it time and time again here. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you're going to like really go the distance, people got to connect with your music you're making. But the reality is, if you've got enough money to put up behind it, you can get yourself in front of people. And then whether you're good or not, or whether it connects with people, is you can't pay for that, but you can pay for getting yourself in front of people, no doubt. You can pay, even a good example is, okay, if you have money to finance a little going on the road, you can pay a little bit more money, you'll get better players, more consistent players. You can put on a better show then. You can pay for ad spots to promote the show beforehand. You know, it's stuff like that. So it is sad. The deeper I get in the music industry, it's all about connections. And then, there's a certain point at the end of the day where, you know, these days now you can't just go TikTok viral. We watched that with Oliver Anthony, right? Isn't that his name? Who, you know, he didn't have any money behind that, right? But when you're in it, especially in country music, there's like a game to be played, sadly. And, You know, that's where at a certain point you get a record label, and that record label has a big bank of cash, and that bank of cash can pay for pushing songs, getting songs on playlists, getting the advertisements in front of a ton of people, putting you on a good tour. Because a big opening slot tour, you're not going to make any money, but if you can afford to bleed that money a little bit, so it is kind of sad. In the country world of music, yeah, you gotta, money will help you. There's just no two ways about it. It will help you. And I know we all don't really like that idea, but it is what it is. Idea of a Gretsch with a nice stable Floyd Rose. So repugnant to the Gretsch family and the brand loyalists that keep you from ever being done. I guess so. I don't know. I don't ever play a Gretsch, or a Floyd Rose, so I don't have really a fighter in the fight, you know? As a guitarist working in Nashville, what amp setup do you find out works best? A combo amp or maybe, so most convenient is a little combo amp, and normally I would take my Blues Junior. If I was working downtown every day, I'd take my little Blues Junior. And if you're a direct in guy, I'm not. But if you are, that's cool, right? Then you've got even less setup, and just bring your low direct in setup. I don't like going direct. I can't get great sounds out of it. I like a real amp. But to each their own. You've got less to carry if you've got a good direct setup. I normally take a little Blues Junior, especially if I'm playing a bunch down there. Now, I'm playing next Wednesday. I don't play consistently down there right now. So I'm going to take this HDRX20 in my little cab. If I was doing that every day, that's going to get annoying. But for my one gig, my first gig down there in like 2.5 weeks, might as well take what I like, you know? So it's to each their own, depends on how much you want to carry. I do have a little $30 Milwaukee fold-out dolly that I put the head and cab on, and I wheel it down the street, which you see a lot of guys in Nashville doing. Got some neoclassical licks? Gosh, not really. The closest thing I have is probably that stuff I was playing earlier, which is hardly neoclassical. That, you know? But even the... worst attempt at it, but hey, thanks for the Mad Guitar Covers, the comment. Thanks for that. Alright, Guitar Architect. Hey Tim, thanks for the great content. Thank you. Keep it going. When it comes to session work, do you find it difficult to come up with your own parts right on the spots? Any tips on how to best approach this? So like I said, I'm not a session guy. I'd love to do more sessions, but I have been in the studio a decent amount. I'm not nearly as much as some people on here, like Justin. I can't remember how to say his last name. It starts with an O. He's got a really good channel, and he's like a real session guy. I'm not. But like I keep saying, Lanco's a band, so the band plays on the record. So I get to go and record like I'm a session guy. I've got and this reminds me of a video I'm thinking about posting I'll tell you about. But any tips on best approaches? You know what might be a good practice tip is go listen to some records you like, type of stuff that you think you record on, and I've learned some of the straight parts. Put on headphones and listen to that background side guitar part that maybe he's just doing a... You know, listen to some of those side parts that aren't the main thing, and try and really learn some of those, and I think that might kind of help, because over time, you listen to a song and be like, okay, all the song needs at this point is just me going... You know? Sometimes that's just a part. I'm also just so used to improvising, like right there, honestly, I can sit and just make up that random little part, you know, just because I do it a lot. So the more you do it, learn some parts, you know, not just the fiery guitar stuff. Learn some of those background little things like I just did. See if a cat's on there doing a big delayed out background part that is just going... You know, that might be a part. So that would maybe be my advice. I'm not the end-all be-all for that. But hopefully I can help you a little bit. Thanks, Guitar Architect. Jacob, okay. Thanks for answering, brother. Absolutely. Maybe we can gig one day. Hey, heck yeah. Check out my band if you want. But I've got to make some videos for the group. Hey, do it, Jacob. Put a link in there. I give you permission to promote your stuff in here. I understand Caged from Eric, but like if I'm playing a 1-6-4-5 progression, how do I use it easily to find the other chords in the key? Okay. Let me talk about this for a second. Good question, Eric. So how do we use it easily to find other chords in the key? So you've got a 1-6-4-5, you said, which is great. So Stand By Me is a 1-6-4-5. So a good way to practice, like initially, you're going to learn all those shapes. So you've got, if I'm playing in E, I've got E and E shape, E and D shape, E and C shape, E and A shape, E and G shape, back up to E and E shape. So then what you want to start doing is saying, okay, let's just focus on E and C shape, and we're going to go 1 to 4 in as many ways as you can find right there. So I'm going to go 1 to the 4 and A shape down here. I could go 1 to the 4 and E shape right here. Or I could go 1 to the 4 and D shape right there, right? And those are, you could go 1 to the 4 and G shape right there, you know? So as you practice those relationships one by one, it's the same 5 shapes, you know, it's just you're switching which one you use for each. So here, if I'm in this position, the closest 4 chord is probably this E-shaped 4 chord, you know? And if I'm going to 5, like here's 1, here's my closest 4, here's my closest 5. You see how little my hand moves? Whoops, if I play it right. See how little my hand had to move? So I practiced doing some of that. And for a 1-6-4-5, if I'm playing in the key of E, I'd be going. See how I started this shape, went down to this shape. Sometimes it's my first starting shape. I went up to this shape, little E and G shape up here, right? You know. So I'd sit and practice those relationships one by one. Get used to saying where. Okay, if I'm playing out of this A or G shape, where's my? There's a 4 chord, right? Where's my 6 chord? There's my 6. You know. It takes a lot of practice, but you'll get better at it. I promise. You really will. Yes, Nick said Justin Ostrander. Awesome channel. Awesome stuff. I've been watching this stuff. I'm trying to learn from everybody. Now on this YouTube stuff. I'm on the YouTube journey now. But I hope that answered your question a little bit, Eric. Tim. You ever blessed with very great hands? Were you... I think you meant to just say, were you ever blessed with very great hands along? You lucky SOB. Ha. Yeah, so it's... I guess so. I mean, I've got pretty good fingers. Uh-oh. Let me see if... Oh no, sorry, I was hearing something outside. I thought at some point someone might walk in here, but that's okay. Yes, I need something on the wall behind me. There will be something at some point, you guys. And the set's going to be changing and ever moving. But within the next couple months, we'll find a really good spot where I'm doing this. Right now, I'm moving around a good bit. Do you ever get the chance to hear in stereo? I haven't yet, but I want to so bad. I just watched this morning Bukavac's video kind of talking through some of it. It sounds awesome. I mean, I'm such a big fan of both the players, so I need to just buy it. I've just been on vacation. I haven't thought about it yet, but I really need to. I bet it's awesome. Thanks for the answer. Absolutely, Julian. Let's see. Ricky, is there a hard rock scene or heavy metal scene in Nashville? Yeah, there definitely is. There's some clubs and stuff down here. They do a great, what's it called? what's it called at the Basement East. Can't remember where I went to it last time. I don't know. That scene is definitely down here, though. It really is. There's lots of stuff down here. People think it's just country music, but there's every kind of music. You know, Bum bless. Hello, Mr. Avon and everyone. Hello. Good to see you. Wizard, can you talk a bit more about your experience with record labels and going independent versus signed? Sure. Well, this I've played for artists that are on record labels. This is the first time I'm in like a band, so I feel a little bit more connection with the label because I'm part of the group, and the label treats me that way too. So the record label is kind of just your big investor that has a lot of connections and can help back you money wise. They're also investors, so they want to make money back off of you. That's why they're investing money, you know. But yeah, so I think that's all pretty good stuff. I don't know if someone's here at the house. We're about to see you guys, but can someone use direct input setup full time on Broadway anywhere you need an amp? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's anywhere you need an amp. Now, there are places that you need direct in. In most of those places that you need direct in, they've got kind of a setup. You don't really want to use that, but they do have a setup. But some places are going no stage volume. Some places on Broadway, I've got people, and some of those places are lunch spots where people are more sitting and eating and they just really want to control the volume where they've got an electric drum kit and everybody's direct in and there's no stage volume. That's obviously very different, and I personally, I haven't really played any of those gigs, but even if I was offered it, I don't think I really want to. You know, I like playing with an amp. I don't go in there and just crank it. You gotta read the room and play to the singer, make sure people can hear the vocals, and get that good tone without just blasting your amp. But I don't like going direct. So even if I got offered a gig at like Jason Aldean's, which is one of the places where everybody's direct in, I don't think I'd even do it, to be honest. But I'm also very fortunate and thankful that I'm at a point where I can say that. There's been a lot of years in my career where I had no choice, but I have to do that. Yeah. But yeah, if you've got a good direct in signal, you're gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tim Avon, create a link tree that links to wish list items. Disabuse yourself of notions that it's gross. Had patrons to help them out. Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yep. I think that's a great thing. I want to make a Patreon and just link tree to other stuff. I'm just so like brand new at this that like I'm currently in the stage of like fleshing out the platform and like what it's going to look like, what type of content am I bringing where, what type of content do I want to make in general, all of that stuff, man, you know. So I do need to make a link tree so I can put it in all my socials and everybody can be directed to places. But Patreon, I'd love to make a Patreon. I just don't know yet like what, like you gotta, if people are gonna pay for something, right, you gotta offer them something worth paying for. So I'm sure that would be more videos, more behind the scenes stuff, maybe a once every couple weeks like Zoom, like a live stream like this, but everybody can be on camera, a little more personal, discounted lesson rates, stuff like that, right? You know, so those are ideas I've got rolling, but I'm so new to this and this stuff has just started happening that I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, I'm seeing B in the chat. B, Ben, okay, I'm going to skip down to your question. Dude, thank you for the $20. That's awesome. Let me read this. Too old to do this, but enjoy watching you and getting an insider's look at how it all works. I live in Indy, and we come down to Nashville every couple of months for the weekend. Hope to see you around sometime. Ben, dude, that's awesome. Hey, I really appreciate the $20. The 20. Yeah, that's what it is. The super chat's awesome. I've really enjoyed on this channel reading some of the comments where people do say that they don't even play music or they don't play consistently, and for some reason they've just enjoyed hearing about it, which is really cool because it means I've just have a more expanded audience than only people in the same exact position, you know? I can be a little window into just like what's all this like and stuff, you know? So yeah, hey, thanks a lot, Ben. I appreciate that. All the money I'm making from YouTube right now, well, I say all the money, any money I'm going to make, like this $20, right? Is the goal is just to initially reinvest this stuff. Like at some point, I'd like to get a good camera, and like I keep saying, the video styles and content are all going to stay the same. It's just the camera will look a little bit nicer. I get a microphone that's out of the way where you can't see it, but my voice can be heard a little bit better. But I'm still going to keep the minimally edited, conversational, like you're hanging with a friend vibe, because that's really what I want to build this channel on. So thanks a lot, Ben. Let me get back to some of your guys' other questions. Do you like Queens of the Stone Age? I like it. I'm not like a massive fan, but Mr. Vague, always in here. What's up, Mr. Vague? Hello, my chef. Great video. Hey, thanks. Pepe Brothers Band. Jacob, this is our current content and social media stuff. I'd love to take anywhere. Okay, awesome. Had to grab my half-step tuned down guitar to make it easier to play along with you. Oh, really? I shouldn't be tuned to half-step down, though. I think I'm tuned to standard. Doesn't the telly just make you want to kind of do that stuff? Oh, that's some sloppy playing though there. I was trying to go. Yeah. So we went. That's really just mixing, flowing in between major and minor, right? Here's major and minor mixing. Please describe the worst gig experience that you played at. Okay, yeah, that's kind of a fun question. So check this out. I'm going to answer this question. And while I'm answering it, you guys write some stuff in the comments. Let me, real quick, I missed 2 questions. If you could give a percentage between visualization and using ears while improvising, what would that be? I think the goal is 100% ears. Ears in your mind is the goal. The visualization stuff will get so ingrained that you're not even visualizing it anymore. Now, I'm not at that point. I can use my ear a lot, but I'm still thinking I'm in this shape or in this shape. But eventually, you know, the goal is to get to the point where it's all ears, all ears. So, yeah, but I still, you know, I'm visualizing the shapes. I'm thinking about where I'm playing at and stuff. So, and I'm about to. That answers exactly what I was trying to Google. Thanks, boss. Let me know when that cage course drops. Hey, Eric, absolutely. Thanks. Hey, so I am gonna film that good caged course. It's with my buddy who's a professional videographer, and it'll be a lot higher production value than like my normal YouTube videos. But it's like a paid thing is the idea. So we'll have close-ups of the hand, the classic buying a guitar course thing. But I'm teaching so many people in my in-person or online, like person-to-person lessons, the same thing, which is a lot of these cage system things that I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna film a video and I could sell it to you guys for half the price of a normal lesson. You can rewatch it, it's filmed better, it's, you know, so I think it's kind of like a win-win. But it's gonna be a couple months before I do that. I need to make enough money where I can pay my videographer, and then if I'm gonna make you guys pay for it, which is not gonna be a ton of money, it's half or less than half of my one in-person lesson. But if I'm gonna make anyone pay for it, like I'm adamant about, like it needs to look good, needs to be concise. You know, I want you to be able to buy a 45-minute well-shot video with diagrams and like do these things in this order, and this will help you improve. So, anyways, that's coming, but it's gonna be some months before that happens. I need to get enough money where I could just even pay the videographer, who's my good friend. He'll cut me a deal, but it's gonna look really good, and hopefully you guys will like that. And I think it's kind of a win-win. You don't have to pay for a full lesson, and then you can if you want to, and you can rewatch that. Okay, describe the worst gig I've ever played. I want to hear your guys' answers too for any of you guys play gigs. Because I don't know. What's the worst gig I've ever played? I'll give you a couple examples. Oh God, not that long ago, I showed up in Nashville. This this older gentleman who's a good piano player. I showed up to the first gig and I got paid like $200 for a 7-minute set. We were just playing intro music as people walked into like a ballroom. That's it. 7 minutes, I got paid like $200. And I showed up and I was the youngest musician by like at least 30 years. Everybody was nice, this and that. So he booked me again for a 4th of July party, private party. Basic cover tunes, whatever. Old school country. So check this out. This is one of my worst experiences. And I never got called again by this guy. And for good reason. I would never call me again either. Yeah. Going to the gig. I'm already kind of nervous because I had practiced. I always get nervous when it's a new gig with new people. I'm always really anxious. Even when I practice the music a lot, I always feel like I haven't prepared enough. And for some reason, that actually drives me and I end up preparing a lot, but I never feel satisfied with the preparedness until I'm on the gig. And then I'm playing and I'm like, oh, I got this. But I'm always anxious beforehand. I've dealt with that on every gig I've ever gotten. Like, really anxious. So I'm already anxious. I'm driving to meet this guy. He gives me an address. It's 35 minutes, 40 minutes away from my house. I drive there. I'm going to show up 30 minutes before we're supposed to play. I'm already kind of late. I show up to the address. Check this out. I show up to the address, and it's just like a street, and there's some houses, but these are like, it's not a subdivision. It's like backcountry houses. I see no cars out there, no clear driveway to pull into. And I'm thinking, this does not look right. Also, where I'm at, my phone has no service. So I'm on this road, I'm like, I've got no service. This clearly isn't where the gig is. Can't find it. I'm already running kind of late. Now this is cutting into time. And I'm already anxious before running late. Now I'm really sweating. I'm just anxious about this. So I drive out of the spot a little bit to a closer gas station, get reception on my phone. And I'm calling him. I'm like, hey, I showed up and I can't find a house. And he's like, really? And this guy's, I don't know. I mean, he's older than obviously older than I am. I mean, I think he's at least 70. Everybody that I was playing with was older guys. And that's totally okay. What I'm about to say, I don't want to knock any of you guys that, I was just on the phone talking to my grandpa earlier. I don't want to knock any of you guys that are in here around that age range. But like, using the phone wise in general, it was just taking him a minute, so he couldn't find the address. He didn't know how to text me. He realized that he had texted me an address like one number off that just so happened to still be in Nashville, kind of around the same area. So he texted me the new address. I'm 25 minutes away, and that's going to put me there like 10 minutes after the gig starts. And I was like, man, I'm going to be late. I'm so anxious at this point. I'm on the phone with this guy. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So I get in my car. I'm also running out of gas. I have barely any money in my bank account, but I have to get gas. I'm not going to make it to this gig. It's 4th of July. I'm sweating. I'm freaking out. I stop at the gas station. I put like $5 in there, which is like basically all I had. Not all I had. I maybe had like $30 in my account, but I had to, whatever. I can't remember. I'm booking it to this gig. I'm booking it. I get there. You won't believe this. I get there. Now I'm in a subdivision. I get there. I'm looking around. I'm at the address. Same thing. It's a subdivision. There's a house, but there's no cars. There's nothing. I, twice in a row, showed up to the wrong address again. I'm already 20 minutes late for the gig. I'm at the wrong address. I call him again, being like, you're not going to believe this. I feel like I'm on the verge of tears from anxiety at this point, right? Like, I hated this. And I'm like, I think I'm at the wrong address again. We look at it, and there's like 2 roads named like the same thing, and it was the wrong address. And I'm another 15 minutes away again from this time the real address. So at this point, I'm fixing to show up 45 to 50 minutes late for this gig. And it's only a 2-hour gig. I mean, and he's like, I at least need you here for the second set. Like, get here if you can. I really need you to come. And I really, at this point, was debating just being like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm just gonna tell them sorry and go home. And it was a hard moment because I was so anxious in my body. I really just wanted to go home. It's all I wanted. And I pushed through it. I said I gave him my word. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. I gave him my word. So maybe I show up real late and it's very unprofessional and it's my fault and this and that. But I gave him my word. So I drive to the gig. This is embarrassing right now. I gotta walk in. The band's already playing. And at this point, I have no idea what level of gig this is. I could show up and we're playing hundreds of people on a nice private stage, you know, so that's the case in Nashville sometimes. Or I can show up to the situation I showed up to. So I'm so nervous about this gig, worried. I show up. I walk down this little person's driveway. It's a pool party. There's a little seat set out in front of you could barely call it a stage. It's a keys player, a bass player, and maybe a fiddle player or something, and then a singer. And the singer plays acoustic guitar. Once again, I'm the youngest musician by 30 years at least, as everybody there, except for the singer. The singer's maybe low 40s. And at the time, I'm only like 28, 27. I know that's a long story, you guys. So I show up to this gig, man. Listen to this. I've been so anxious. I'm way late. It's unprofessional, regardless of the level of the gig. You know, you got to treat all of them professionally if you're going to come down here. Same thing. I wanted to go home. I kept my word. I showed up even though it's an hour late. Dude, I walk into this backyard, and this band is playing. There's people in this backyard. There's maybe 30 people. There's one person sitting in the little seats in front of this little band under like a little tent. Everybody else is in the pool. Nobody's even paying any attention. I set my amp down really quick. I had this guitar with me. I plug in my board. Like, okay, what song are we playing? It's like, okay, we'll play, I don't know, Guitars and Cadillacs, right? Which I think that goes like... Something like that. I start playing, man. So that last 7-minute gig I did with this guy was all different players except for him on keys. And everybody's way older than me, but a lot of times in Nashville, when you show up and everyone's older than you, a lot of times that means you're in a great room because these guys are experienced, they've played a lot, and a lot of times they're really good. In the last gig I played, that's exactly what it was. These are a bunch of old timers that were really good and really nice to me and encouraging and kind. Here, it's all older people, and as soon as we kick into this first band, I realized everybody sucks. This is really bad. I start kicking in, and I am like, I was so nervous about this, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm taking lead. The bass player has no idea what's going on. The singer is the worst singer ever, can't play any chords. No one is listening, and I find out really quickly why nobody is listening. I'm literally embarrassed up there playing this gig. For $200, so I go and do it. The keys player guy is just like, he's a good musician, but he's not reading the room, and like, he's playing I mean, it's 4th of July, so he's like playing America the Beautiful, but it's all these young people, and like, no one wanted to hear it, honestly. It's just this, the band was really bad. The bass player was getting too hot, so he sits down on the ground on the stage and takes his shoes and socks off, and it's just like this weird, it's so weird. And I literally got there, and I was so stressed about all this gigs, so late, worried I was being unprofessional. I got there, and the drummer was really bad. The bass player was really bad. I mean, everybody was really bad. The singer was just terrible and getting drunk. The singer was already kind of blitzed when I got there, and he just kept drinking. I had one beer, you know, which you're allowed to drink at some of these gigs. At 4th of July, yeah, I have one beer. I had one beer over the course of the hour and a half I was there. But, man, that was one of the worst gigs I played. Now, I could give you some more stories. I know I'm really rambling, you guys. But, because I have a very different version of the worst gig I played. But that one I remember, I was so anxious and worried, and I showed up, and I was like, this is what I was worried about. This was it. And he still paid me, but he never called me again, which I would never call me again after showing up that late either. Because I had a good attitude. I wasn't telling them, like, you guys suck. I was nice to the guys, and we talked, and everybody was nice. But inside I was like, oh, these players are really not good. It was really bad and embarrassing. And I was like, dude, if this was my 4th of July party and I hired this band, I mean, it was like ruining the party. It was so bad. So anyways, really long drawn out story. I like to think of myself as a storyteller. I'm missing a bunch of your guys' comments, but yeah, I'll tell you what, you guys, yeah, that's one of the worst gigs I've ever played. Now, if you want to hear another terrible gig, but a very different version of that with younger cats at a frat party, I will tell you that story, which is a much crazier story. But let me read some of your guys' questions, you guys, because I got way behind. You asked for it. I like to ramble. There it is. Okay. B-Man and Pong. B-Man, what's up? Hey Tim, how far are you involved in the writing process for your band Landco? I'm becoming more and more involved. More and more involved. These guys are all really good writers, and they all write Landco's music. Now, they write with other writers too, but there's a Landco person on all the Landco music, especially Brandon, our lead singer, and they're all just great writers. I mean, Brandon, the Your Greatest Love Story came out, like, won ACM Songwriter of the Year. Like, they've got, like, credits. Greatest Love Story, if you know Landco at all, Brandon wrote that by himself in his parents' house. Which these days, writing a #1 by yourself is like very rare, and if you do that, you are incredibly lucky. Which Brandon, not incredibly lucky, incredibly talented, but still. So I'm getting more and more involved. I'm starting to write with him just a little bit. I want to do it more, but we're easing into that process. I just got to record on 3 of our new songs, so that's the first step, and I wrote my parts on that, if you will. Yeah, thanks for the question, Antune. Wizard, writing process look like, and how do you approach song structure and originals? I'm not a killer. I'm learning to become a better lyricist. I'm not a great singer. So for me, I start with a guitar part. You know, I start with a guitar part. Even if something is like, I wrote with some buddies the other day. It was a little more rock and country thing, but like this was the guitar part, and this is what inspired the whole ride. So for me, since I'm a guitar player, I start with this, where I was doing like. I think the chorus or something like very simple, something like that. So I start with guitar a lot of the time, but I'm learning to become a better writer. Also, it's worth $100. 15 minutes talk with an accountant to show you how to write off startup costs and run at a loss, by the way. Yes. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. For upping the production value on this. I think that's what you mean. Yep. Am I right? Is drop D tuning easier to pedal chords like 1 to 4 over to minor 4 over to 1? Can you do it in standard with, this is without a bass player keys? I'm not exactly sure what you mean on like pedal chords. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Like if you mean like pedaling that bass note, and I play like 1 to, and you want to pedal below E to minor 4, back to 1. Because you can do that in E. You just want to play in E. I think that's maybe what. I'm a little out of tune, but like 1 to 4. Thanks for sticking with me after that. I'd love to try a B Bender Telly too. Not try one, I have tried a B Bender, but I'd love to play one more. I want Fender sell B Bender Tellys. They do sell a B Bender Telly that has, I think it's the Glazer Bender on the Brent Mason signature. I think that's the only Fender you can buy stock that has a B Bender tuner. I think. So many to say LOL got the call to do a Christmas festival in Cobb County, Georgia, and the state was full of holes and wobbly. It was windy and like 25 degrees. $100 for 2 hours of Christmas music. Eric, we've been there. Okay, this is about to be fun reading through if you guys got some good stories. Probably comparable to a standard tremolo. Yeah, I see. Thanks for answering. Great tips and demonstrations. One of the things I wanted to ask is what's your opinion on in-ear monitors in a full band live setting versus usual on-stage sound and monitoring? Okay, Guitar Architect. I came up on, well, like everybody does, I came up with a monitor on the ground and an amp behind me. And I played that way from high school, since I started playing all the way through college into moving to Nashville. And once I got to Nashville, after I've been here for a couple years, I started getting on a little bit, when I say higher level gigs, like higher than the level I was at. A lot of people in Nashville will use in-ear monitors. So then I made the transition to in-ears with standard universal in-ears, not molded to my ears. So just standard in-ears. And that took a lot of getting used to. There's click track playing when you're using in-ears, almost every experience I've ever had with them. And the sound is just so right in your ear, you know? There's some bleed, especially with universal in-ears that aren't molded to your ear. And I just didn't love it. So I'd always have an ear popped out because I'm using a live amp. And I was just so used to listening and mixing myself to the sound of the band in the room. I'm still working on that. Now with Lanco is the first time where I've upgraded to I have custom molded in-ear monitors. And they're great, honestly. It sounds great. But we also travel with a monitor engineer, so I have a dedicated person that I've been able to work with over time that knows what I like in my mix, how I like my mix sounding, and has crafted that into something great. Because there's so much isolation with the full in-ears that if you're just not used to it, it takes time to get used to. And for custom molded in-ears, it's expensive. On the low end, you're looking at $650, and that can go all the way up to thousands of dollars really quickly. So my opinion, my favorite thing in the world is still to just put a little monitor on the ground. And most of the time when I have a monitor on the ground these days, I put the singer, a little bit of bass, just a little bit, and if the singer's playing an acoustic guitar or electric, I put a little bit of that in there. Otherwise, I put nothing else in my monitor because I can hear the stage, you know? I don't put any of my guitar most of the time when I'm monitor. Because if I'm playing at like a small bar and stuff, the amp's right behind me, you know? And as soon as you start cranking that monitor level of your guitar, I'm playing more timid, it sounds too loud, you know, I just don't like it. So, yeah, I'm using in-ear monitors now at like probably the highest level of the sense that I have a really nice pair of custom in-ears with a great monitor engineer and a front of house person that is writing my levels so I don't have to pay so much attention always. Yeah, I like it, but I still pop an ear out all the time because my amp sounds better in the room to me. I don't know. So that's my opinion. I'm long and drawn out on my stuff. Pete Anderson ruled absolutely for Cadillacs. What's wrong with the Tech and Talk thing and just picking up the super chats? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, thanks for the question. Brazil Bush Rocks. Do you ever use open tunings and are they really worth the effort to relearn fretboard? You know, I use Open E because I have to. Lanco has some songs that were recorded already in Open E that I play slide on. And that was actually fairly easy to learn, but otherwise, the only alternate tuning I use is Drop D. There's a lot of people down here that just play the guitar tuned a half step down, and all you do is the whole band is tuned a half step down, and then you just, when you say G, you still mean this shape. You're technically playing F sharp or G flat, but so I don't have a ton of. What a great story! Enjoyed it. Hey, thanks, Joe. I'm just getting your guys' comments. Takes getting used to. He's talking about the B-bender. Sounds like that band from Sling Blade. Yeah, it's funny. What's wrong? Solox account. That was an awesome story. Yes to the frat gig story. Hey, aloha from Maui. What's up, Maui? 808 Music. Let's hear the frat story. Okay, you guys want to hear, God, the frat story. I could get in trouble. I can't even tell you the entire story, to be honest. I'm not going to put it all on the internet. I drove a long way to play a frat gig. Listen to some of this, you guys. You asked for a story. You're about to get more of a story. I'm sorry I'm so behind on the comments, but I'm just going to hop in and tell this story. Frat gig, same thing. Of course, I'm not going to mention this artist's name. I don't even remember this artist's name. Frat gig. I'm driving to one of the Carolinas. And this frat gig is like the frat owned like this like barn out in the middle of nowhere type of thing. So we set up and we're sound checking, small little stage, and they've got a little PA, and it's this like indoor outdoor covered barn type of thing. We drove a long way, 4 people just in a truck hauling a little trailer, and we're sound checking, and there's a bunch of frat kids, right, walking around drinking beers. A lot of like the pledge kids. And the pledge kids, they made them unload all our stuff and set it on the stage, right, and this and that. They were really making them work. And then they were setting up all the beer and this and that. So I have no idea what this gig's gonna be like because we're in the middle of nowhere. It's like a field. There's like a little small lake, big pond thing. This thing is next to. It's this and that. So we sound check. I think we left to hang out. And even at sound check, the kids are young. They're all drinking beer, and this is like country frat guys, right? So this is a different level of rowdy, I think, than the city frat kids. You know, the country people turn up, and when you're out in the sticks, there's no rules, right? And oh man, so I pull up to this gig when we're about to play, and this little barn is packed. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, hundreds of kids in there. It's like the frat guys and then all these girls and these young whatever, right? And at the time I'm young too, so I'm 30 now. At the time I'm 24 maybe on this gig, so I'm a lot younger. This was quite a while ago. So dude, I get up, we start playing. This is the only gig ever where I've played a good bit of gigs where girls end up on stage. It's the only gig ever where after the very first song, and there's like 9 girls up on stage, all dancing. I kid you not, I have videos on my phone that will never see the light of day of the bass player like dancing with a whole group of girls and making out with them with one of them while we're playing a song. I kid you not, like it's just like debauchery. And you can't hear anything. The band's not bad. The singer's an ex-military guy, and he's a country ex-military guy. And I don't know if you call him like a little bit of a hard ass or whatnot, but you know what I mean. Just no BS. If you're gonna mess with him, this guy wasn't a guy to be messed with. And man, we're playing, and I'm taking a solo over like who knows some song. It's so loud. My amp. I'm playing a Hot Rod Deluxe, and I've got that thing turned up to like 7. It's just, it's debauchery, man. There's girls on stage, drinks being spilled everywhere. We had already been drinking. I'm younger, so this is when I was drinking more before gigs and stuff. Not a great idea. Not to be drinking a lot, but the whole band is doing it. This is just crazy. And dude, so the soundboard is to my right. I'm playing to this packed room. It's dim lit. It's all these kids screaming. There's tons of people on stage. There's no security to get them off stage. Now if one person got up on stage with Lanco, they would be taken off very quickly, right? But this is no rules. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know these guys. I met them yesterday. And dude, some drunk frat dude comes over to my right with our soundboard. And the singer at sound check, we were doing our own sound, so he was doing all the levels and got everything good, what he thought was good, and he spent some time on it. I'm in the middle of the solo. I don't know what's happening. But apparently, this drunk kid comes over to the sound console on my right. Listen to this. And he's just drunk, some college kid, and just scrambles the faders. Now, I don't know if we didn't have it saved. I don't know what the deal is. But he's over there just scrambling them, just for fun. So I don't see him doing that. But what I do see is our singer walk right behind me. And our singer right to my right while I'm in the middle of taking a solo. This reminds me of other good stories. Honestly, guys, I got stories for days. We'll do story time with Tim at some point. I watched this singer out of the corner of my eye while I'm playing a solo. I look over, and this singer, and this singer is like late 20s, and this kid is an early college kid, really drunk. This singer decks him. I mean, decks him in the face, punches him square in the face, and really hard. I mean, straight doesn't knock him out, but it like knocks him totally back. And there's people behind him, so it kind of catches him. I mean, he decks this kid. And the whole band's still playing. I'm in the middle of solo. And I just keep soloing. It was just this guy, I mean, he's an ex-military cat. He is strong, and he hit this kid so hard. I mean, I bet that kid felt that for weeks after that. And the kid didn't try to retaliate. He couldn't even. And the singer grabs his mic and he starts cursing. If any of you MFers touch this stuff, he's screaming at him. And meanwhile, I had to just keep going around soloing more because the singer's not singing. So I'm up here soloing. There's a ton of people on stage. I just watched a kid get hit so hard in the face. I'm hoping he's still alive. I mean, he just it's just absolute debauchery. More and more people keep coming into this barn. It's so loud, I can't hear anything. My ears are ringing. I'm drinking. I'm also intoxicated. It's like the bass player's making out with people. It's just unbelievable. And I'll never forget seeing that singer just clock this kid so hard in the face. And the singer was short, but like I said, this guy was ex-military, and he was a good bit older than this kid. This kid was just a drunk college kid. He learned his lesson. Let me tell you, he learned his lesson. But man, and the rest of that night just was crazy. The bass player got really mad because he couldn't hook up with one of the girls or something, and he was belligerently drunk, flipping over tables. And I just met these guys too. I didn't know these people I was playing with. So, yeah. Somehow we survived the night. I made it back to Nashville. I got paid. But there's another fun story for you guys. Okay, I'm really long-winded, and thanks for hanging out and listening. I hope that's what you guys like. I know I'm not playing a lot of guitar right now. I'm sorry. Honestly, you guys, I've got stories for days. I could sit here and tell you stories for days, literally. I have so many stories. Some of them I can't put on the internet, but I've got a lot of really crazy gig stories, or cool stories, or crazy things I've seen, or the fight in Wyoming that lasted 3 minutes long with a bunch of cowboys. Dude, I've seen some stuff, man. So anyways, okay, sorry guys. Let me answer some questions. Look, the guitar's still on. I'm still playing. I play guitar, I promise. Hey, y'all know that solo, right? If I turn it a little more direct. Then what does he do? He does he does solo. Okay, anyways, I do still play guitar, you guys. Let me ask this question. Attended a gig my brother's band played where I was going to law school, and the band liked to be heckled, so I heckled them. Interesting. Sound is bad. That's okay. We're low production quality here, Mitchell. Went up to the stage and drank from their bottles. Heckled. The Charleston crowd got super pissed at me. Yes, the bass note. Do you happen to know if Austin had the same type of live music scene as Nashville has? I know Austin was like that back in the day. So I don't know a ton, Colin. But I think Austin is still good for it. I think you're going to find more opportunity in Nashville just because it's... I don't know if the whole city is bigger, but the music scene is even bigger. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Austin, especially if you like blues music. That would be my thing. Keep writing. Just jump in and not overthink it. I like that off the bat, Michael. Jules, what areas are the most popular to live in Nashville? If on a struggling musician's budget, a bunch of roommates, yes. Jules, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I just answered some of that in my most recent, not to plug my own video, but the video I just uploaded earlier today. I just answered some of that. But popular areas, Madison, White House, Mount Juliet, these are areas that are further out from town, but they're cheaper. I live in East Nashville right now, and I have a studio apartment in the basement of a house, but there's 4 roommates that live up above me to keep my rent low. So, yeah, because as soon as you East Nashville, really popular but can get expensive depending on where you're looking at. And then as soon as you start getting into the Gulch, Brentwood, anywhere in the heart of downtown, you're paying a lot of money. So one ear monitor out will mess up your hearing. Yeah, Michael, it's not good for you. Never heard of the band before. Lanco, the biggest song is Greatest Love Story, but Born to Love You is a cool one. Some of the new stuff's cool. I really like playing Born to Love You. Good to hear. I'd like to more because I moved to Texas. Someone stole my brother's custom modded in-ear monitors, and they cost like $2,000. You can't even use someone else's molded in-ears. But stealing band gear is like national pastime. Yeah, that's true. They're expensive. I mean, mine cost about the same, and I have the case. They never leave the case, or they never are anywhere but the case unless I'm using them. I know where they are at all times. I always have them on me, and I have the case air tagged. But there's only so much you do. Yes. I already, thankfully, I don't have too terrible tinnitus. I have just a tad bit of it, but I protect my hearing a lot better these days. Even when I'm popping one ear out, right? My stage volume is pretty low with Lanco. My amps are turnaround and baffled. So it is loud, but like and honestly, we're just playing on bigger stages. So I'm not like right next, I used to stand like right next to a crash cymbal because we're on small stages, but now I'm outside, big stage. So, thankfully, I leave almost no gigs with my ears ringing anymore, even if I pop one out. Or I'll just slightly break the seal on one, which is still not great for you, but I do it. Okay. Been playing for a year, Roberto. Playing for a year and picking up learning pretty well from just looking at videos of artists playing my favorite songs. At what point do I start looking for lessons? Roberto, I think that's kind of up to you. You know, if you feel like you're stuck and not progressing and you want some guidance, then maybe lessons is a good thing to look at. And, you know, lessons are so hard. It's kind of like dating. You know, you got to find someone that you like, you enjoy the way they teach, what they want to teach you. Are they going to work with you on what you might want to learn or think you might want to learn? Or are they just going to sit down and say, okay, today we're learning the major scale? And you have no choice in that. You know, that's really not how I run my lessons at all. I'm really focused on what do you like and what can we maybe work on, and then we'll go from there. You know, unless you want me to sit down and say, this is what we're going to work on, which in a way I do. But first, I like getting like, okay, because if someone's just telling you what to do and you don't like doing that, you're not going to have any fun. You know, if you don't want to learn Jingle Bells, you are not going to want to go home and practice Jingle Bells for the sake of, you know, doing it. So you're just going to have to kind of use your own gauge, I think. If you feel like you're stuck and not progressing and you've been trying, then maybe it's time to look into a lesson. Def Leppard playing a frat gig at Clemson that I attended. They just started playing without being introduced, didn't talk, and split immediately. It's probably that's kind of badass. My favorite band's out of Austin. Oh, awesome. I dropped when you said scrambling. Haha, no way. Yes, literally. Okay, now I'm getting to I'm so behind on the comments. I'm getting to you guys' replies on the frat story thing. The band plays on. Yeah, we played on. The guys, I'll tell you this, like, the singer was newer, this or that, but the players I was playing with, even though one of them in particular wasn't acting the most professional, were great musicians and really good. So I will say that. Come on now, that Keith Urban song is stuck in my head. Isn't that a great song? Message retracted. Classic, dude. Yeah, right? That is a classic kind of story, 808. Keith is so good, man. Keith is so good. Isn't that a great intro? I loved playing that on Broadway when I got to. Just pretty. I love that. You know what's another one that I learned? Is it Long Hot Summer? Oh, no. That's what's one? can't remember it. Anyways, he's a really good guitar player. Sorry for me. I used to say live on TikTok all the time. I'll ruin your favorite song for free. That's what I'm here to do. Okay. Greatest musician alive today, Danielle? That's hard. I don't know. In the running, probably, I don't even sit and listen to his music consistently, but in the running, it's got to be Jacob Collier, right? But there's so many savant, just level musicians out there. The first one that comes to mind when people say that for me, I think, is Jacob Collier. I don't even like sitting just consistently listening to his music, but I think just his knowledge, and maybe it's because like his stuff is just like too advanced for my ear sometimes. But yeah, so I don't know. You know, there's so many great, really great ones. You know what I do know for sure? It's not me. Not me, but hey, we're still making a living. Hey, bro, much way all the way from Kripus. I'm a fan. Hey, thanks. The Potty? I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. Hey, buddy, East Coast, what's up? Thanks for saying hi. I'm asking. Love the content, man. Would love to see a full rig rundown on how you use your pedal stack drives, clean tones. Okay, absolutely, Joseph. That's a great video idea. I've got a super basic board. I've got 2 drive pedals, a compressor, a volume pedal, and then I've got an HX Stomp XL, which I don't use for any emulation stuff. I just use for spacey sounds. So like right now I got a reverb and a slapback on it. Got slapback. Anyways, got some slapback. Here's a super spacey sound. I use this with Lanco. There's a little bit of playing. I do play, you guys. I do play. Buddy, East Coast. Holy shit, brother. Oh, man. Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying not to curse on this channel. Dude, you just tipped $100. Are you kidding, man? Or woman, or whoever. Dang. Buddy. That is so kind. Okay, the biggest tip of all time on anything I've ever gotten. Dude, are you kidding? Wow. Huge thanks for that, man. Don't ever feel like you guys have to tip, especially like that. But wow, you guys, man, thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. Wow, that not only did that make my day, everybody in here hanging out and enjoying the channel has made my day, and honestly, been making my past couple weeks. Uh, wow, that is incredibly kind. Incredibly kind. I can't thank you enough. I can click the heart on it. That's crazy, you guys. Biggest tip I've ever got, I think, on anything. Even on Downtown Broadway, we get $100 tips sometimes, but you split that between 4 people. So, huge ups for Buddy in the chat. Wow, thank you, guys. Really kind to all the people that have tipped today, no matter the amount. If it's 99 cents or this crazy $100 one, it's really generous and really kind. And I keep telling you guys this, Buddy, come on, no way, bro. You can't keep doing that. Dude, no way. That's crazy, man. You don't, you're making, I don't know what to say now, man. You don't have to keep doing that. You don't have to keep doing that. I appreciate it, though. Damn. I don't know what to say. Buddy, get some lunch. Hey, thanks. Thanks. That's going to pay for about 40 lunches on the budget I'm eating on right now. Hey, man, that is incredibly kind. And, yeah, I guess I'll use this time to, like, man, thank all of you guys for freaking hanging out, for just watching or commenting. And in the live streams, a lot of you guys are engaging, it feels like, and stuff. And I really appreciate that. And I love doing this. I love doing this. So I can't thank you guys enough. To everybody that's tipped, Buddy, that is, it's just awesome, man. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it, you guys. And Buddy, thumbs up for Buddy, man. Dang. I don't know if that's I guess that did it, huh? I never normally play that thing, this more spacey sound that I had going there. I normally don't play with all that space on it. I just play it more high, like. That's cool, I'm a harmonica kid there, right? Anyways, okay, we're messing up now. Wow, great hang. I missed a bunch of comments. I'm on one now, you guys. Dang. Okay, Buddy, and I missed your comment, Buddy. Sorry, I didn't even see it. All right, let's read the comment. I've been playing for a few years. People say I'm great, haha, but I don't feel that way. I'm crazy. I just don't see what they're hearing. Anyone else? Well, Buddy, I feel that same way too. Lots of people have been really kind in these comments and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, I guess I can play, but you know, the people I look up to, and look what I'm striving for, way better than me. And that's what keeps me working every day. Because here's the thing too, Buddy, right? If you thought you were the best in the world, why would you spend any time trying to get better? You know? So isn't that a great thing to kind of take away? That everybody, the best in the world, are the best in the world because they never feel like they're the best in the world. And they're just trying and trying and trying. So thank you so much for those freaking chats. That's just awesome. All right, I missed some of your guys' comments and stuff because I got carried away with that. But good rider rounds to check out. Stony, if you're brand new, you can go to Live Oak. You know, I don't hang out in that crowd a lot, but Live Oak has good rounds. You could go to the listening room. Live Oak, you're more likely to be able to talk to the artists after and in between. So I just look up Live Oak, start there, and you'll meet people and learn about a bunch more rounds. There's so many rounds happening every single night here in town. I guess you didn't know, but I'm a guitar player. If you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. I don't know about making a bet from Anonymous. I don't know about how I feel about this. Is it common to be pretty nervous when taking a guitar to a guitar shop for repair, that they'll screw it up instead of fixing it? Jules, sadly, I've had that experience, yeah. So, you know, the key is, I'm really lucky because in Nashville we have a lot of access to a ton of great techs and repair people and luthiers. And there's some shops that are a lot more expensive, but it's tried and true, and you know they're not going to mess up your guitar. But there's also a lot of just awesome repair. I'd say men and women, but I've never met a repair woman, to be honest. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but I've only ever met guys. But a lot of good repair guys that I rely on my friends having good experiences. I only right now take stuff my friends have recommended me. But yeah, buddy, I can't thank you enough, man. Hey, you're my freaking hero, buddy. Dude, you're awesome. That is so cool, you guys. Support your show right there. That's so cool. It's so cool. So cool. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Just happy to see a talented musician survive in Nashville without being lazy, without being the pizza guy. Yeah, well, hey, a lot of times at the beginning, you also got to be the pizza guy. You got to pay your dues. I've played for a long time before I started getting a little bit more comfortable like I am now. Just a little bit, But I also can see the plan in the sketch for the future where I think I'm going to be making a good living between Lanco and, to be honest, you guys, I'm going hard on the YouTube. I'm all in on this YouTube. I'm going to be bringing you guys a ton of content. I love making this stuff. I love making it. And the fact that there's potential for income through YouTube. Like already, I've only had my channel monetized for like a week and a half. And just making even a little bit of money. It's more money than I had. Now, super generous tip, like, buddy, right? That's incredibly kind. I don't come on here expecting that from any of you guys. You're allowed to just enjoy it, but I do appreciate it. Weaving YouTube also into my income sources because I love doing it so much and it's not a chore for me. Like, I've been putting up these videos not because I'm like, I'm about to make money off this, because I like doing it. Now, I have started to make a little bit of money off of the videos, but still, hopefully, as time goes on, that money will grow a little bit. And then that, combined with Lanco, combined with teaching lessons, combined with gigging around Nashville, combined with doing sessions, I can make a little bit of a living. That's the goal, right? So, are you a doctor or a lawyer? That's what Carl said. Okay, Dusty, for me, the best thing about your show is how I can follow you on your path in the biz before you get all jaded and wipe out and famous. Ha! Well, I hope that doesn't happen, man. You're going to do really well, and we want to watch it. Hey, thanks, Dust Bunny. I appreciate that a lot. I promise I could have a bunch of money and be famous, and Lanco's on top of the world and stuff. And the coolest thing about that is that hopefully at that point I have built up this channel, and I can take all of you guys from my starting point right here through versions of that and stay the same person, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. The only thing that could get better, I'm not really too worried about the fame. It's more, I don't even need a ton of money. The real goal that I think everybody probably really wants is just at least financial freedom, where each month you're not trying to be like, okay, here's my plan. I'm going to be able to pay rent, but getting to that point, which I think I'm going to get to, I'll be happy. I don't need all the extra stuff. I love just doing this, you guys. I sit and play guitar all day by myself. It's funny doing this live stream. I'm talking more than I normally sit and play, but why not throw it up and stream? Hang out with you guys. Or a heavy drinker. That's funny. Heavy drinker. Okay, what are some good writers around? Okay, I answered that, I think. Did you say Jack Roosh had 1,910 subs on Patreon? $5 each? Could I get 1,900 subs on Patreon? The thing is, I'm going to make a Patreon. I'm so new to this that I'm mapping out, like, what's the good content for that? Because it has to be extra content. It has to be worth paying, So how can I bring that to you guys? So I really want to do that, and I think the route probably is most of the good benefits at like a low paid tier like that, because so many more people are likely to pay $5 than $100, but I'm still in the process of figuring out like what special content I can do with that. Like, I want to have a Discord everybody can join in on and talk and hang out. I think offering maybe a once a month like live Discord hang where everybody can have a camera on and everybody can talk with all the Patreon members. I mean, I guess if it's 2,000 people, that'd be kind of hard to do, but maybe there's a tier above or whatever that, you know, and then we can hang for 2 hours and talk and like listen to music or answer questions, do stuff like that all together. Behind the scenes videos, discounts on lessons. These are like thoughts that I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna do the Patreon at some point. I'm still mapping out like how can I give people their money's worth if they want to pay, and like what do people may want to see. So that stuff is coming, but I'm brand new, y'all, so we're working on it. Tim, it was The Devil Went Down to Georgia reference. Okay. Okay. Wow, it's here, everybody. Hey, thanks, Jackie and everybody. Hey, so I've been playing guitar 15 years, so I know a good amount of theory and guitar knowledge, but I'm a total beginner at country. Any mini lessons you can talk about on that? Okay, country is a great intro to playing over the chord changes. Country is a great almost intro to jazz because it gets you start thinking, okay, I'm going from the one chord and I'm really hard going to transition to going up to the five. Back to the one chord, you know, you got that country twang on it. That comes from the hybrid picking. So starting to really hard outline your 1 to 4 chord, and this is a great way. You do this little lick. This is an easy beginning thing that I still use. Is going minor third to major third, and then hit a root. So look, if I'm on the one chord, hear how that like outlines the chord. It gives your ear. So you can start your phrase going into the next chord with that little line. I could go. So I'd outline that minor third, major third, and then hit a root. And then I start working on your hybrid picking, which how you can start is just pick, pluck with these two. Pick, pluck. So you're going to grab this little A chord, this little baby one. Here you go. Pick. And I'd mute a little bit. It's got a little bit of that palm mute, and practice the pluck sound with these two, right? You can start to kind of do just your normal 12-bar blues thing with that going. You can also start going pick, middle ring, so you go. Yeah, so I hope some of that helps a little bit, little mini lesson. Tim, you need to get a list together for camera, mic, and other stuff. We can help you out over time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is that, do people put like, I guess there's such thing as like an Amazon wish list, right? You know, I feel if people want to do that, obviously that's really kind. It's only going to up the content on here. I'm still getting a little used to like, it feels weird to just go out and ask for that because people don't need to pay to watch the stuff. But I guess that's the idea, is that only people that want to would help out with that. But honestly, I don't know anything about cameras or even what I need yet. So slowly I'll get some stuff together, you know, maybe, and I don't know. I want to keep the same vibe going forward in the channel. I just want it to look a little cleaner, the audio to sound a little bit better, but the core of it is the conversational, not crazy edited, like talking. In the live stream, obviously, I love it because I just get to hit go and I don't have to record this at all. Just join the live. Can you review the 5 pentatonic boxes and show how you chord them into a single song? Love your channel. Hey, thanks, Noel. Man, Noel, honestly, that's a lot. I don't wanna shut you down. Going over all 5 of them and stuff, and how you incorporate them into a simple song. All right, Noel, I'll use 2 of them as an example. And it's the first 2, right? You got the... So that's an A minor, and you come up here and play the second position, which is also kind of C major, but don't get confused. Just think about it as the second position. Good way to incorporate those 2 into a song is instead of just playing this box and then stopping and playing this box, I'll teach students when we're brand new and starting to connect the boxes, you just slide between them. So play some licks up here. Short version of that, but it's gonna take me a while to go through all 5 of them on here. Has Buddy been day drinking? You ever used Red Road's Velvet Hammer pickups? No, I haven't. I've never even heard of them, to be honest, Richard. I've never even heard of them. Where does the name Lanco come from? Lancaster and Company. And our singer, Brandon, who founded the band, is Brandon Lancaster. Lancaster and Company. And I think it used to be called Lancaster and Company at the very beginning, like way before anybody knew who they were. And then they just changed it to Lanco. And now it's Lanco. That's a great looking G&L. Hey, thank you, Andrew. All right, I'll tell you what, too, you guys. It's 3:23 at 3:40. I'm going to hop off here. I've got to, I'll sit and do this for, 6 hours. And there will be someday where I do a stream like that. But I've got a couple other things I got to do today and stuff, so we're gonna keep the pace, which I think it's still been a long live stream. How long have I been on here for? 2 hours, yeah, 2 hours. So at 3:40 we're gonna call it. 3:40 we're gonna call it. But let me answer a couple more, you guys. Discord is great. Okay, it's $5 for me. Got it. The feedback is good, you guys. I want your guys' feedback, I want to do what people want to see. So what's the best way to reach out to you about lessons? Dan, I'm sorry I don't have a better way right now. So if you look up my name on Instagram, just shoot me a DM on there. That's the quickest and best way to reach me. And it's just the same as my name on here. So that's all you got to do. Are you self-taught or do you have a teacher? I'm primarily self-taught. I've taken maybe 10 sit-down lessons in my whole life. But I had a lot of mentors along the way and a lot of buddies that might as well have just been teachers, except instead of paying them for a lesson, they were my friend and we jam all the time and I just learned from them. So technically a lot of teachers, but a lot of self-taught too. Is there a jazz scene in Nashville? If so, where would you suggest going? There is a bit of a jazz scene. And you could go for some more modern type of neo-soul, with a little bit of funk, blues influence, some jazz influence, I'd suggest going to Flamingo in Nashville. And for jazz, I go to Rudy's Jazz Room. Rudy's is great. Okay, it seems musicians get more success and fame that they change. And forget and helps where you get there. Can you talk about your experience with other musicians? Why does it happen? Jules, I've met a lot of really successful, well-off people or some famous people that are incredibly kind and not that way. So I think it's just the nature of the personality in general, It's just when you're on a bigger stage, more people get to see what you're really like. But I've met a lot of really genuine, awesome, successful people or famous people. And I've met some people that aren't. And the people that aren't, I will not name those names on the internet. Yeah, I wish I had a better answer for that. I don't know, I don't know. Okay, these are stock pickups, Carl. They're called MFD, Magnetic Field Design, and they're kind of G&L's like proprietary pickup. And they're really cool, man. I think they sound really good. Really good. What if I turn on a little more reverb for that bit? I like that bend. That. I don't know what I'm playing there, you guys. I'm hopped up on caffeine. Okay. Justine in Nashville. Stock pickups, yep. Do that manually thing for picking it out. Pick middle ring was great. Yeah, I hope that helps, Joe. That's really simple. I'm gonna do a full like video on YouTube of intro to chicken picking, but that's the core of it. That's how I started. There's tons of cats that can chicken pick way better than me, and I'm faking it. You know, I'm playing some BS. Isn't it crazy how like Brett Pacey could play some lick and it's like, as long as you end it, it sounds like you're supposed to do it. You can come in and go. Okay, let's try it again. See how I just ended it purposefully, even though it was all BS, you know? It's all just, you know, if you end the phrase intentionally, you can almost put anything in front of it that rhythmically somewhat makes sense. I learned that like from Guthrie Trapp doing that kind of. Not that back half, but. Okay. Hey dude, are you working on Has tunes sometimes? Is this your cup of tea? At all the jazz guitar thing that is? Roman, you know, I've gone through periods in my life where I did. I played in jazz band in high school and I really enjoyed that. I kind of miss that sometimes. Playing in a little like jazz combo thing now would be a ton of fun and a challenge for me because I'm not great at playing that music or improvising over it. But that would be a lot of fun, I think. So I'm not working on that all the time, but I do like that. I have an on-camera mic I don't use that I can send you. I mean, that's awesome. I don't know. Is that like something that's good to have, or guys? I know like nothing about this. I've got my iPhone plugged into a mic stand phone holder clipped to a table sitting in front of me. That's Tim Avon's production right now. But yeah, should I? Is a PO box? Don't people do PO boxes, right? Because you don't want to give away your address on this, really, right? So maybe like, yeah, maybe I should get a PO box. I don't know. I'm so new to this, you guys. But that's super kind of you, Palo Alto. I'd need a camera, I guess, to use that. But that sounds awesome. Really appreciate these insight videos. Planning on moving there in the fall to work as a musician. Spent 20 plus years on the road as a lead guitar player and singer. You're gonna do awesome, Stony. Thanks for the nice comment too, man. Is there friendly competition between country bands such as the likes of Midland? I mean, I guess so. I think everybody's kind and nice, but like, you also gotta want it. You know, you gotta want to be the best if you're gonna try and be the best. And so yeah, I think friendly competition, right? Like you want everybody to grow, but you know, I want the Grammy. I want to be on the #1 chart. We do as a band, like we want to be the best, but that doesn't mean like we're hoping everyone else just fails, right? So it's a little bit of both. Like you're not going to get there without wanting it, but it doesn't mean you have to be a dick, right? Does that maybe, you know? Yeah, almost 2 hours. That's right. And I'm getting close to being done, you guys. But I don't have any socials, but my sister reached out via Insta. Yeah, sorry about that, Dan. I know that's inconvenient right now. Same thing. I need to get a website up so you guys can you can go to it through a link tree and just set up a lesson or directly email me there without just giving out my normal email, type of stuff like that. What's the coolest guitar? What's your coolest guitar? Does not have to be your most expensive guitar. Okay, yep, good question. It might be this. I get the most compliments on. In fact, out of all the guitars I own, this is technically the retail, the sell value for it right now is not the cheapest guitar, but I paid only $700 for this guitar, and I get the most compliments out of this on this thing. Just looks different. It's got that natural binding, which you might not have been able to see as well. It's a cool color. I really love this G&L. This is a cool telly, man. So this technically is the guitar I paid the least amount for. I should say expensive, because getting into what I paid or didn't pay with this next one is not a good marker, because I'm a PRS artist, but this is my most expensive guitar. And I love this thing too, man. The DGT rocks. I haven't played it in the video today. I played it in my earlier video, but both of these are really cool. I love this thing, but I get the most compliments on this one. People that are PRS fans are like, ooh, that's sick. But I get the most compliments on this G&L. So also, I'll save it for next stream. I told it in another stream, I think. So if you want to dig through, you can find it. There's a cool Chris Stapleton story with this guitar that makes it cool. Thanks for the lesson. Absolutely. I hope you guys got something out of it. Going to talk to Dave at G&L about sponsorship. Are you trying to get a sponsorship, JB? Yeah, I don't know if G&L's seen any of my stuff. Although, to be honest, I'm signed as a PRS artist right now. I don't know, I don't really know how that would work. But either way, even if I could just talk to those guys and be like, this is the only G&L guitar I have and I love it, it'd be cool just to thank them. And there is technically a cool Chris Stapleton story on this, but Guthrie charges $500 for a lesson. How much can you possibly get out of 1 hour lessons? Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna comment right now on Guthrie's lessons. I know Guthrie pretty well. I worked with Guthrie in a music program when I moved to school that he was like the head mentor for. There's 8 to 10 students in the program for 8 months. And I got roasted by Guthrie a lot, but Guthrie's just like a no BS kind of guy, and if you don't know something on guitar, he's just going to point that out. And at the time, I took some of that really to heart, and it maybe hurt my feelings a little bit, but it made me go home and practice. Let me tell you, I learned that stuff, I remember him roasting me in a session one day because I didn't know this shape for the E chord. Now it's like my most played shape on guitar, because I went home and learned it over the next 8 years. But I know Guthrie really well. This is why one of Guthrie's lessons, I think, if that price, I don't know what his prices are, but if that's the case, this is why I'd probably say that, is Guthrie has so much online guitar teaching content already that for him, plenty of people want to take a lesson with him, and so many people do that he doesn't want to just sit probably and do one-on-one online lessons all day, especially when he's making more money from people buying all the other artist work contents and the other things he has out, because there you can only teach one student in an hour, but 20 people could buy your artist works class in 1 hour or in 20 minutes, right? So I think because of that, then you put a premium on the one-on-one experience because you don't have the time to do all of it, and you have so much other content to sell for people, which is essentially what you're going to be talking about anyway. So you're really paying then for him to look at exactly what you're playing, sit down. I'm pretty sure you get the recorded lesson, so you get to, but so I think that's probably why that is. So not hating on that at all. I totally, honestly, I understand the strategy, if you put that lesson as so expensive, he's going to make probably more money by just selling all those other lesson packs that are cheaper, but more people are buying them, and he's not teaching it one by one. So then you put a premium on your one-on-one lessons, and some of that is to just drive probably the business into saying buy the artist work stuff. It's a quarter of the cost, or I don't know how much any of it costs. I don't even know how much his lesson is. I'm going based off what you said on there. So that would be the thinking behind that. And to be honest, I think that makes sense. Because he's not a full-time teacher. Guthrie is a player. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. But I learned a lot from Guthrie. I learned a lot from Guthrie, and about all kinds of things, not just music. But anyways, okay. Can you show us some country rhythm guitar? I can. I'm gonna make a whole video on that. Doing just basic stuff like. Right? Or we can do guitars and Cadillacs. Can you do Workman? You could do Pickup Man. Anyways. Really digging your content. Hey, Mike, thank you. Big thanks from the Northern California. Awesome, man. Just, do you ever have moments playing where the music kind of overwhelms you, like sensory overload? While I'm playing, I don't know if like the moment I'm thinking of when you say that is when I'm so in it that I'm just like locked and I'm not even thinking, and it feels like you're just flying, So maybe that's a version of that, but yeah, I guess so, maybe. Thanks for writing a comment, Mike. Yeah, I use a PO box. Good investment. Okay, good to think of. Velvet Hammer is very rare, expensive. Awesome. They sound cool. Sound great. Hey, thanks, Roman. Holy DGT. Yeah, this is DGT, y'all. I'm about to hop off. Next stream, I'll play the DGT. Or just go listen to a bunch of my videos. If you see the DGT in the thumbnail, I'm playing it. So check it out. Sorry I'm not playing it right now, but I love the PRS. Nothing beats Telly. I'm about to hop off here, you guys. We're coming to the end. We got like one more minute. I'm going to answer these questions I see right here, and then hit it. Eric, that's on my list. Do you like? Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us, Tim, and answering all the questions that were thrown at you. Take care of everybody and be safe out there. Absolutely, AJ Stone. Thanks for that, man. I really love hanging with you guys. I love answering the questions. Some people just don't like this. I enjoy the live streaming. This is my favorite part of it. The live. I came up. I'm a big gamer, and when I came up, like the first games weren't really, or first streams weren't as much like what we call IRL streams, or like here even. It was a lot of gaming stuff. So I've been watching gaming video streamers like my whole life. I'm 30 now, so at the beginning that was kind of archaic, but I've always watched streamers, so it's really cool. I'm not gaming, I'm playing guitar, but it's really cool to hang and like stream like a lot of people I've watched over the years and answer questions and comments. I really enjoy this, guys. So have you heard? I haven't heard the new trap record yet, but I'd love to check it out, man. I haven't. I need to buy it. Show us that chord Guthrie roasted you on. Okay, this is an E chord. We were in the studio doing overdubs one day, and it's for this class. So like we were doing overdubs on a student's project, and I was the guitar player. And I remember we sat for 2 hours, me trying to get some takes on it before lunch, and I don't think we got anything that Guthrie wanted to use. Now Guthrie, it's like I said, Guthrie has a high standard, and if he doesn't think it's good, it's not good enough. Did I probably play some stuff that was good enough for like the student level project we were on? Yeah, but it's plus or minus. Was he kind of hard on me, or all of us at that time? Yeah, but honestly, I went home and learned that stuff. You better believe it. You know what I mean? So at the time, I didn't take it as well, and all these years later, I'm like, that really pushed me to work harder. This is the E chord. It's like an E power chord. And then you put your pinky on the fifth. And it's just that. It's just a power chord. There's no third in it. It's just that. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that chord. And I remember Guthrie being like, you don't know your chord shapes. You don't know your chord shapes, man. He's like, look, I'm not trying to be mean, but you don't know your chord shapes. And at the time, it hurt my feelings. It just, I was like, oh man, this guy I looked up to a lot says I suck. He didn't say I sucked, but yeah. So anyways, he, tough love, as you maybe call it. But tough love worked. You better believe I went home and worked on that shit for years. Still working on it. So anyways, I don't think Guthrie will ever watch any of my videos, but yeah. Okay. I have a G&L Telly with double bender setup. That's sick. You're killing me. How am I killing you, buddy? I see exactly what I need to work on. Oh yeah. Well, hey, buddy. Hey, I appreciate the generous donation, man. To all of you guys, everybody that's tipped in this stream, like, I can't thank you enough. I'm about to hop off. But, wow, what a killer stream today. If you haven't hit the like button, I guess this is what YouTubers say, smash the like, because it helps a lot. What kind of amp you playing through today? I'm playing through this HDR20 still. You can't see it, but this has been my amp lately. This has been my go-to. I love that. I used to use K&K Pure variety. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Wizard. Have you played with John Bollinger at all? He's awesome, dude. Lanco just did a showcase that was like a private showcase for radio people, which today radio people is Spotify and Apple, and like it's more playlist people. So we did a private showcase, and John Bollinger was in the house band for some of the other artists on our record label. So I haven't directly played with him, but he played right before me, and then he watched our set because it's just a showcase, so we played like 4 songs. And then he was like, hey, great sound, man, or whatever. And I was like, dude, it's so nice to meet you. And I was like, I've watched a lot of your YouTube videos. And he joked. He was like, oh, yeah, a little side hobby I have. But he sounded awesome. He was killer. Really nice guy, too. Really nice guy. So, yeah, John was super nice. That was only a couple weeks ago that I just met John. Okay, guys, I'm about to hop off. You're the man, Tim. Thanks for hanging out. Absolutely. He said current favorite chord. Okay, I'll play this current favorite chord, then I'm hopping off, I swear. He says 3-4. What is this? 3-4-0. Oh, 3-4-0-3-0. So what chord is this? That's a cool chord. I don't even know what chord that is off the bat. Sorry for anybody that might have just hopped in because I'm hopping off. I gotta do it finally. 2 hours. Great hanging today, you guys. Look for another one of these live streams at some point this week. I'm not sure which day yet. Look for more videos this week. Coming into next week, I've got some great stuff planned. We've got a Broadway gig I'm playing that I'm going to just vlog, take you guys to clips from it, show you where I park, what I bring, tell you how much I got paid, the whole 9 yards. We'll do it all. So that'll be fun. I'm shooting the first, I think I'm going to call this little podcast the Nashville Hang. I'm shooting the first little longer form podcast with Jared Hampton, who's in Lanco's, done a ton of cool stuff. Great player, producer, plays all kinds of instruments. He's our utility guy, runs our tracks, does everything. That's going to be a really cool coffee, or if it's later at night, a beer, sit down, hang, talk. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for you guys, that stuff, you guys. And I think I'm rolling. I think that's it. Now I got to get up and get behind my phone to turn this off. But you guys, thanks for hanging out today. If you're interested in lessons, shoot me a DM. Thanks for all the tips. And until next time, peace. Although it doesn't just end, because normally I cut off the video right there for YouTube. But I gotta get up and turn it off on my phone. All right, you guys, have a good one. I'm turning her off. if I can figure out how to do this. Let's see. And the live.